Hello and welcome back to the channel everybody. So today in this video I would be talking about Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4 and how this game might end up being a disaster. Now before I deep dive, I would like to clarify that I'm a big fan of the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi series. I have played all its parts since childhood, and even before the fourth part was officially announced, me and my friend used to sit together and discuss that if they ever plan on releasing the fourth game, what features we would like to have. But the reason why I am calling it that the game might end up being a disaster is because this game is supposed to be the successor of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and the expectations that game has set are above the roof. So not only does this game has to match the legacy of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but also has to be better in all aspects. Now let's just start with the character roster. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 had a shit ton of characters. It had a total of 98 characters. The roster began from the start of Dragon Ball Saga till the end of Z and also included GT and movies characters. That were a lot. Now for Budokai Tenkaichi 4 to actually beat this roster, it has to include all those 98 characters that were in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, including the characters of Dragon Ball Super and the Super movies we got. So I sat down and researched on this, and there are around 50 characters in Dragon Ball Super, including its movies, that are actually relevant, that actually played an important part in the series. 50 characters. This doesn't include Z or anything, just Super. So 98 characters from Budokai Tenkaichi 3 plus 50 new characters, that takes the tally to 150 characters. Now this is where the problem comes. Do you guys actually believe that Bandai, those money grabbers, will actually give us a game with 150 playable characters? Personally, I don't think so. I believe that they are gonna lock a lot of characters like behind the DLC packs, and they're gonna force us to pay for them. Okay, so if they will not lock these characters behind DLC packs, then the other thing they can do is they will just reduce the amount of characters, right? We in Budokai Tenkaichi 3 we had 98 characters, so what they do is might cut the number to 50, right? They might remove characters such as Dr. Velo, Wheel of Machine, Chi-Chi, all these characters, and adjust them for super characters. Now this here will take away the charm of Budokai Tenkaichi series. This is what Budokai Tenkaichi series was known for, to include those characters that don't get representation in other games. Now these are all just speculations. They may end up giving us 150 actual playable characters. But the reasons why I'm getting these thoughts is because 150 playable characters in 2023, that just seems so nice, right? Because every damn company just wants to make money. Now, keep the roster aside. Roster is not the only thing that will determine the success of this game. There are also a lot of other features. The second thing that I would like to talk about is the story mode. Now, if you guys have played the story mode of Budokai Tenkaichi 4 complete, you would know that it actually had different scenarios and alternate endings. Yes, like I remember when I was a kid, I was playing the game, I actually killed Majin Buu with Vegeta. Yes, I finished him off with Vegeta's Big Bang attack, and I was like, what the hell happened? I was a kid at that time and I thought this was a glitch or some shit. like but then I came to know that it was actually a part of the game, right? They had different scenarios, they had different endings for a lot of fights. So for Budokai Tenkaichi 4 story mode to be better than Budokai Tenkaichi 3, it has to include these alternate endings. I personally want Gohan to eliminate Jiren in the Tournament of Power, and I really want Vegeta to actually get his kill of Golden Frieza, which Goku stole. These scenarios would actually spice up the story, because if it's the same old Dragon Ball story, it will make it repetitive, right? Everyone has this complaint. The only new thing would be that we would get to play Tournament of Power, right? That's the only new content we will get in the story, right? So in order to spice things up, they have to add alternate endings for most of the prominent fights. So apart from the story and character roster, the other things are pretty minor, right? So if Bandai actually manages to get these two things right, this game is gonna be a huge success. The other things I want to talk about is battle damage, right? This game must have battle damage. I know a lot of Dragon Ball games have, but Budokai Tenkaichi 3 one was different. Every character had different battle damage that made it so interesting, right? I myself used to get my characters I used to let the CPU beat the shit out of my characters just so I could see that battle damage, right? And the other thing is World Tournament. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 World Tournament was like okay, right? But it was quite boring because it was just CPUs. Now, what I want is online multiplayer tournament, not between competitive players, right? I want a mod that whenever I want to play with other different players, I just hop into it, I just enter the tournament, and then I compete with 10 random strangers, right? That would be so awesome. That would make it so much better compared to the older game. So that's pretty much all I want from the game. Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. The reference part, damn it, man. I'm talking about that section of the game where Chi-Chi used to narrate and give her opinions about different characters. Oh man, good old days. I still remember when I was a kid, I used to spend hours in that section and listen Chi-Chi narrate. Man, that was epic. I want them to do something similar. Like we had Chi-Chi, they can include any other character such as King Kai or Boma. That would be really epic. Even Kale or Kofla will work, right? So that would be really epic. I would really like them to retain this feature in Budokai Tenkaichi 4 as well. So that's all for today's video, guys. If you have enjoyed my content, make sure to like the video, subscribe the channel, and leave a comment below. One comment may be of little value to you guys, but it means a lot to me. It acts as a motivational booster for me to upload more content and also help support the channel. So that's all, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.